Going to show us how to make a pinch pot today, but before we do that, we're going to start off with the materials we've got, which are, what do you have in front of you there?
We have a tool, this cardboard box.
Well, a little bit more than just a tool. Let's take a look at that tool. What can you use that tool for?
Design.
You can carve designs into it. What about the back end of that tool? Is it flat?
Yes.
It's kind of flat, so you can actually use that for kind of erasing out any mistakes that you might feel you've made on your pot. What about that piece of cardboard there? What is that for?
Trying not to get clay on the table.
Right, so that's going to be your placemat. Okay. Now over there on the far right side, what do you got there?
You have your sponge and your water.
Okay, and those are things that are going to be shared at the workstations. We don't have a tray of water for every kid, nor do we have a sponge for every kid. But what would you use that sponge and water for?
To get it soaked and moisty.
To get it what?
Soaked and moisty.
Okay, so sometimes you want it to get a little soaked and moisty, as she says. And so if you see that the clay is drying out, you just use a little bit of water and kind of wipe it on there. And not use a whole lot of water, but you can always go back to the trough for more. And then finally, what's the last material you've got?
The clay. Of course,
Clay,
the clay.
right. And the clay is about a ½ pound of clay that she's got wrapped up there. Okay, so what are we doing again? What are we making?
A pinch pot.
A pinch pot. So tell us, how do we make a pinch pot?
So, take out your clay.
Okay.
Just this sort of moist. Just flatten it.
Okay, you can start by flattening it a little bit, but not all the way.
Pretty flat.
And then at some point you're gonna, there you go, you're gonna start using your thumbs to round out a bottom on it. Now what if you rotated it, rather than using your finger, switching to your fingers, just rotate the clay in your hand, almost like it was on a wheel, right? And then rotate it around. Now what are some of the problems you want to watch out for with your pinch pot?
That it's not too thick or it's not too thin.
Not too thick and not too thin, but just right, okay? Not too thick and not too thin.
And
okay.
there shouldn't be any cracks in it.
Right, if you get cracks in it, that kind of suggests that maybe it's drying out a little bit, and so at that point, what would you use? Go over to your left side. Right, you might use your sponge there with a little dab of water to smooth over that crack and get it all fixed back together. Okay, go ahead and finish working on your pot.
I sort of got some cracks.
You sort of got some cracks, so you're going to dab a little bit of water on there, not a whole lot. Okay.
And so could be that it's too thick or thin, but I think mine is a little bit too thin.
I don't know, you look like you're doing okay with it. So what are you doing now?
I just want to make the inside a little bit smoother.
You want to make the inside a little smoother, so with a little dab of water in there you can rub your fingers around in it and smooth it out. You could actually do the same thing on the outside too. If you pick it up, there you go, and with a little bit of water, there you go, and you just kind of hold it like that, you can kind of smooth it over, and you can smooth some of those cracks too that you were talking about. But holding it on the side like that can help. You actually still have a pretty thick bottom to it right here to the bottom. Bottom. It's a thick bottom. So, but not too much water. You just smooth that around. And see how that smoothed it out? Back to work for you. It's yours.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
There we go. We got my bottom smoothed up.
Got the inside smoothed around. Okay. Now what are some decoration things that you can put on there?
I guess you could do some hearts, some stars,
Okay.
some wavy little lines,
Wavy little lines
dots.
and dots. That sounds like fun. Some other things that you can add to it, if you cut away a little bit of clay and set it on the side, is once you have your bowl put together like that, when you're satisfied with your bowl or cup or whatever it looks like, can't you take 3 little dots and put them on the bottom like feet? You could do that. Or if you wanted to put little curved handles on the sides, you could do some of that too. So there's a number of different things that you can do to decorate your pinch pot. Well, go ahead and decorate it if you're done. And now when you cut into it, when you carve into it like that, you don't want to go through it, do you? So you're just carving in just a little ways into the clay.
You don't want it too much, and I think I did a little bit too much.
Too much what?
Carving into it, but I think.
Oh yeah?
There you go. Got the inside.
Do you want to use the paper towel to smooth out the inside?
Yeah, sure.
Here you go.
Good, thank you. I think I'm gonna do some dots. Dot, 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 dot. It's gonna take a while. And there we go.
Are you going to do anything on the inside of the bowl?
Sure.
It's up to you. It's your bowl.
There we go.
Ta-da! Now the last thing though that we want to do is we want to pick it up and flip it upside down, and we're going to put
Right,
our
initials.
initials.
Mine
Exactly.
would be K R J. And
Excellent.
then everybody will know that it's mine. Nobody will steal it.
Oops. That's right. No one's going to take your stuff. We're going to make sure it's set aside. All right. So the last thing that we do is we're going to take it and put it on the drying rack, and then we will be all set. Very good. Thank you so much.